Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's August 30th, 2016, and mainstream headlines is the arrest of Chris Brown. The story is he had guests over at his house. He pointed a gun at a woman based on an argument over jewelry. The police were called, a standoff happened. Eventually, everyone was freed. Chris Brown was arrested. The purpose of me making this video is to expose why this story is happening today. This is staged propaganda that Chris Brown is willingly participating in, along with the LAPD, our government, our mainstream media. What I am exposing on this channel is how each day our news media contrives stories that force narrative, that force agenda. And in this nation, part of that agenda is to divide the people among everything they can be divided over: race, religion, sex, the music they listen to, the sports teams they cheer for, where they went to school, what they like to eat, everything. And, these types of stories, Chris Brown showing up in the media for beating women, pointing guns at women, it goes along with a stereotype that has been sold long before Chris Brown even walked this earth. Chris Brown is 27 years old. For years, this same mainstream media has been pushing stereotypes against black men, that they're dangerous, abusive, womenizers. These stories fuel that narrative, and that narrative has programmed a lot of people negatively, making them believe something that is a lie. And Chris Brown, the reason he goes along with this is because he has a talent. He's a singer, he's an entertainer. He's employed by this gang of Freemasons and Zionist Jews who control the media, who control the record studios, and who control, pretty much the world of entertainment. Hollywood, the sports leagues have a stranglehold on our government. These people have a lot of power and influence in this world. They control banking, money-driven world. It all comes back to control, and the controllers, what they do is they program us to steer us. As long as we're fighting with ourselves, as long as we're believing in stereotypes, hating each other needlessly, that's ultimately what this does. The ignorant person will watch the TV and say, that's why black people should all be, or, just people say crazy things in this nation. I didn't want to finish people's sentences, but people just know. People just have so much hatred that mostly comes from no personal experience, but what they get through mainstream programming such as TV, mainly in this day and age, papers, magazines. This stuff's been going on. So now moving on, we're going to talk about why this happened today, what it has to do with Chris Brown, and why Chris Brown better watch his ass. We might get headlines about him joining the 27 Club, the many musicians who've died at age 27. He has a major parallel to Prince. In February of this year, I predicted Prince better watch his ass because we might read about him dying next. I made that prediction right after Vanity died. You can go back and watch my video from February. You can watch my Prince playlist. Bunch of videos on the death of Prince, showing just how by the numbers that was. So anyhow, today, August 30th, it's the day that leaves 123 days left in the year. The word conspiracy equals 123. We're talking about Gematria, letters into numbers using the alphabetic order, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, up to Z is 26. Today, August 30th, is a date with 38 numerology, and this is a number very much connected to death. So many celebrities who've died mysteriously, from Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. to the many people you've heard about dying this year, the number 38 is central. Today's date has a 38 connection. 8 plus 30, 38. The word death equals 38. In Jewish Gematria, death equals 118 because in Jewish Gematria, T is worth 100 instead of 20. 118 is significant to Chris Brown because he has birth numerology of 118. Just like Prince, his birth name, Prince Rogers Nelson, has Gematria of 118, plus the name Prince equals 38. So does Minnesota, so does Chanhassen, where he died in his home. Anyhow, Chris Brown on a date with 38 numerology, 118 days before his birthday, 118 days after his birthday, when his birthday has 118 numerology. Plus he's 27 years old, the number that so many musicians have died at. Young, talented musicians, many passed by the numbers. This past July, I put out videos on the death of Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, and more, all members of the 27 Club. Showed the unmistakable parallels. So, hopefully that's understood. The significance of 38 and 118 numbers when they are coded on people, often ending in early and fateful deaths, and Chris Brown has these numbers. There's more here that's interesting, and it's going to further show why Chris Brown is part of this, what you call psychological operations. Our government has a term, psychological operations. It is a military operation that's meant to steer the course of the mentality of the people of this nation. And so many things in our media are truly psychological operations. That's pretty much our media's primary purpose, to program us, the way they want us to think culturally. So his birthday, May 5th, 1989, born Christopher Maurice Brown. This name in Gematria, Brown sums to 27. He's currently 27 years old, 27 Club. Christopher Maurice Brown sums to 137, which is the 33rd prime number. And this is a special number. Words such as authority equal 137, Washington, D.C., American meridian. That's the meridian that cuts right through Washington, D.C. 137 is the 33rd prime. Washington, D.C. is the federal headquarters. Federal's 33, orders 33, secrecy 33, masonry 33. I forgot to put the most important one up here. 33, what this number is all about, is the race war. Race war. And all of these stories of killing of young black men, police officers shooting young black men retaliating against police, the number 33 is coded again and again and again. Think about the LAPD that beat Rodney King on March 3rd. March 3rd, LAPD beat Rodney King. Police is 33, LAPD is 33, race war is 33, on March 3rd, 33. The number 33 has always been in the race war in the history of this country. Look at the gematria of KKK, the 11th letter. Of course, 33. And, the Freemasons who run things, throughout the years, they have used controlled opposition on both sides to divide and conquer. The word white, or the name white supremacist, has the same gematria as Black Panther Party, and everything about the history of both of these groups is by the numbers. Last year there was the supposed killing of innocents in a Charleston church, a historic black church, by a young man named Dylan Stormroof, a very fake-sounding name with a very odd spelling, 2 N's in the Dylan. Dylan Stormroof equals 74. The church was on Calhoun Street. Calhoun is 74. It's Masonic, it's 74. It's Jewish, it's 74. Dylan Stormroof was arrested on Interstate, 74. I'm just trying to make a point here about what the media is doing, trying to divide and conquer people. Rodney King died on June 17th, the same day later in history that became the day of the Charleston church shooting. And they gave Dylan Stormroof a 33-year federal, or 33-count federal indictment. 33, of course. So race war 33, special number. The name Chris Brown, his entertainer name, what stands out most about it is that it has gematria 57, the name Chris. And, Prince and Vanity also just passed at age 57. And I want to show you something about Chris Brown's hair the day he got off probation. This is the first incident he's had since he's been off probation. Also notice the name Chris Brown has gematria of 129 connecting to America. He has been used for the better part of the decade as a programming tool for the nation. Mainstream media propaganda. In this story, it emphasizes that the argument began over diamonds, diamond jewelry. Diamond has gematria of 33. The diamond is the geometric shape, the rhombus. Rhombus is 33. The diamond trade in Africa was overseen by Cecil Rhodes. Rhodes, a name with 33, had that area named Rhodesia after him. 33 is the number of Freemason obsession. That is why it's coded into this very special thing in our society. I mean, think about the power of the diamond, how people seek them, the symbol of marriage. Today was also a date with 74 numerology. You know, we just talked about the significance of this number. Jewish, occult, Masonic, English, Gematria, holiday equals 74, Independence Day equals 74. What's our Independence Day? July 4th, 7-4. There's only one state out of the 50 states that sums to 74. It's the 33rd state, 33 and 74. We'll talk about this woman that he supposedly pointed the gun at. Supposedly she was trying to leave, and she got blocked in with a gate, and they made her give up her cell phone. And anyway, I just want to point out that the words gate and fence have Gematria of 33. Think about the symbolism of that, you know? Freemasonry, keeper of knowledge and secrets. You know, such as Gematria, what I'm showing you. Something hidden from all of us our whole lives. Jewelry, Jewish. I notice on CNN and Fox News, they keep showing this middle picture of this woman. And why do you think they're showing that picture? You know, for the dumbed down, you know, robotic American who's, you know, pretty much only thinking about sex and money, you know, that's part of what this is all about. You know, programming the hate, you know, reinforcing the sex, keeping the minds on sex and violence. That's pretty much what they do to us our whole lives, right? Even from a young age, the cartoons are full of violence. These days, more and more sex. Things that occupy our minds. So here's the name of the woman. She's an actress, you know, fitting. This is a scripted propaganda. She's going to be on the news, I'm sure, talking about it. She might already be. Born June 6th, 1991 in Orange County. Remember, Orange equals 33. Orange County down on the 33rd parallel part of it. The day she's born, a date with 122 numerology, the number for God and the Jewish faith. I noticed that from her birthday to today is 12 weeks and 2 days. Also 86 days, the number for symbol. You know, she's the blonde, symbolic, Caucasian woman having the gun pointed at by the angry, crazy Chris Brown, the bad, hostile black man. You know, that's the stereotype they're selling. So check this out. When he got off probation, these were the headlines. His hair was purple then. And I've just been thinking about all the purple theming and all these deaths recently. Prince from PM Dawn, and so many more that I've forgotten. You know, I've covered so many on my blog. Even just Willy Wonka. Think about Willy Wonka and all the purple symbolism. Very suspicious death by the numbers, even for an elderly man. But here's Chris Brown with the purple hair at the end of his probation. That was March 20th, 2015. I noticed that was a date with 38 numerology. 3 plus 20 plus 15, 38. Just like today has 38 numerology. August 30th, right? If you haven't seen my video on NWA and the significance of 38, there might be another reason for the 38 here. NWA equals 38. So does the word nigga. Huh. So 530 days. I noticed that the woman's name who he pointed the gun at, Gematria 53, could be a coincidence. Or it could be all part of the script. But this coming 86 days after her birthday, I don't think that's part of the script. Or I mean, I do think that that's part of the reason she was chosen. Symbol 86, triangle 86, pyramid 86. Special number to this game that use symbols to steer us pretty much. All right, Truth Seeker, you know, if more important details come out, we'll see where this story goes. I'll be sure to cover it. But if I were Chris Brown, I'd be watching out, you know. If these people are really being killed, you know, he could live to be 38. He could live another 11 years, but I'd be worried about this if I were this guy, you know, with the numbers they've coded on him. These are not numbers that prove nice in the long run, if you know what I'm saying. You go back and watch all the videos I put out this year on all the deaths of celebrities, talking a lot about 38 and 118. You know, there must be 200 repetitions of it already just this year in 2016, just in what I put out this year. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.